Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the success of Britain's gun laws. Keep in mind, the United Kingdom is a country that has gun laws so strict that their Olympic shooting team has to travel abroad to be able to practice. It's amazing they actually let them compete within their home country. Now, Piers Morgan has been up on a pedestal for the last few days, weeks actually, talking about how anybody that doesn't support additional gun control is callous and uncaring and inhumane. Okay. He goes on to elaborate, talking about the gun control laws in Britain and how they are a major success. So we're going to delve into that a little bit. In Britain, it is illegal to own a handgun unless you are a police officer or a soldier and that handgun has been issued to you by the government to use in the course of your official duties. Otherwise, you're not going to have a handgun, period. They regulate the amount of ammunition you can have in your possession. Semi-automatic rifles are banned. Most pump-action shotguns are banned. Now, I don't know how much further the law goes than that. I do know, however, that if you do own a gun, when you get the gun, you have to apply for a license to have it. And on that license application, it has to be approved at the local police station, and you have to specifically state what that rifle or shotgun is going to be used for. And if you put on that application target shooting and you're caught hunting with that rifle, you will go to jail and you will lose that rifle or shotgun. Plain and simple. So not only do they restrict what kind of weapons you can own, they also restrict how much ammunition you can have at one time, and they restrict what you can use that gun for based on what you say you want to use it for. And bear in mind, this is a country that has decided that self-defense of oneself or one's family or one's home is not a legitimate excuse to own a firearm. Now, with all of this gun control in play, you'd figure it'd be a great and safe country. Well, yeah, they don't have the amount of mass shootings that we have. As a matter of fact, they have almost no gun murders to speak of. However, stabbings, beatings, proportionally compared to ours, rapes, murders, there's no comparison. Now, if you look at their figure and our figure for all of those violent crimes as it stands right now, yeah, we look like a much more violent country. But if you bring theirs up proportionally and ours down proportionally to an even and level playing field, Britain blows us away. We blow them away with gun murders, but that's because when they say gun murder, they're also throwing in accidental shootings, negligent discharges, things of that nature. Catastrophic failures from faulty parts, things that are accidental, they're throwing those in too. Now, we have seen numerous examples as to how well gun control works. We have seen it in Connecticut. We have seen it in California numerous times. We have seen it in New York numerous times. It is a continuous experiment in Chicago, Illinois. Gun control works about as well. Let me rephrase that. Gun control as a solution for violent crime committed with firearms is about as brilliant a solution as prescribing cigarettes to lung cancer patients. When the populace is not free to keep and bear arms as they so choose, the criminal element is free to predate amongst the sheep. When Britain enacted its sweeping gun control measures, violent crime doubled within the first year. 2 years later, it quadrupled. Gun control doesn't work. Ask the students in Newtown. Connecticut has some of the strictest gun control laws in America. Ask the residents of New York City. Ask the residents of Chicago. Ask the residents of Los Angeles, California. Ask the residents of Bakersfield, California. Gun control don't work. It doesn't. And yet we have people that are so politically biased and blind that they either can't see it, or they don't acknowledge it, or they simply don't care. They just want us to be a subjugated people, completely dependent upon them. And me personally, I will be damned if I ever will voluntarily live in a state, generally speaking, where I am completely and totally dependent upon the government for my protection. So, the choice is yours. We have a very limited window of opportunity. The politicians up on the Hill are talking about circumventing Congress, circumventing the Constitution by using executive power to enact gun control. Now, they haven't discussed what exactly that would be, if that's a shocker. But it is an option that's on the table. You pro-gunners in New York, y'all know all about what happens when y'all sit by and just wait and see what happens. Andrew Cuomo's talking about confiscation. They haven't even passed any stricter laws on gun control, and they're talking about confiscation. In Connecticut, to purchase an AR-15 or an AK-47 variant or an SKS variant, you have to be 21 years old. Class 3 weapons, fully automatics, actual full automatics, where you pull the trigger one time and it just keeps spraying bullets, are banned. Same as they are in Illinois, same as they are in California, same as they are in New York. Look at their gun violence. Look at the gun violence in Oklahoma, in Texas, in Arkansas, in Louisiana, Alabama, in Florida. There are hundreds of people, thousands of people that die every year. Since Newtown to now, there have been 35 Newtowns in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago averages 1 gun murder a day with all of their sweeping gun control that they have in place. Washington, D.C. was once the worst. When they took away the handgun ban that was in place for something on the order of 10 years, where you couldn't own a handgun, period, no matter what, in D.C. unless you were a cop or military. When they struck that down, the violent crime rate overnight dropped noticeably. Break-ins, rapes, murders, all of it dropped. Canada's gun registration of long arms, they repealed that because registering guns doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because most law-abiding gun owners don't commit crimes. Most of them. There are a few wackos amongst us, but most of us don't. We mind our business, we live our life, and we leave others the hell alone. Criminals, they don't obey laws. And as a matter of fact, to any pro-gunner watching this video, the day that criminals will start obeying laws against murder, against rape, against robbery, against assault, against crimes, period. The day that criminals start obeying laws, that will be the day that I promise you, when that day comes, I will melt down every single gun I have, turn them all into paperweights. Until that day comes, stay away from my Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. Don't punish me when 9 times out of 10, it's a criminal who procured a gun illegally. United we stand, and divided we fall. And if we don't get our heads out of our asses, I'm talking to the gun owners right now, if we don't get our heads out of our asses, shit is going to happen. And it's not going to be pretty. And we're going to lose a lot of freedoms that we had to fight for through either the NRA or our own individual political activism. That didn't come easy. And I will be damned if I ever register any of my guns for any reason. I will be damned if I ever subject myself voluntarily to a confiscation program. Now, I ain't advocating. I'm not going to make this mistake that James Yeager did, and I'm not advocating, mass riots and revolution. It ain't time for that, and I hope, honestly, that it does not come to that. But if it does, that's why we have the Second Amendment to begin with. Donate to or join the NRA. And get out and inform your fellow gun owners. And start trying to sway people that you know that are in the middle of the issue. The far left anti-gunners, we ain't gonna get them. It ain't gonna happen. They already spoke their piece. There's no change in their mind. Y'all have a wonderful day. And if you're a gun owner, no matter what your involvement is in the firearms community, if you are a gun owner, you need to get out and you need to get active and you need to make some damn noise. If you are watching this and you're in the middle, you're not 100% sure which way, keep in mind, not all of us are crazy. Not all of us are right-wingers that are extremists. Not all of us looking forward to being insurgents. And most of us understand that those people that do are in the vast, vast, vast minority of the populace here in the United States. So, if you are in the middle, don't rely solely on the media, because right now the media is having one-sided conversation. Rely on yourself. Do a little bit of homework. If you're truly curious on the issue, do a little bit of homework and look up the FBI crime statistics in their crime report for 2011. And I'm pretty sure that the 2012 crime report will be out soon. So when that does come available, look at that and educate yourself. Don't rely on other people.